At the southern tip of Africa, where two great oceans meet, lies a land of breathtaking beauty and astonishing diversity. South Africa. Home to around 60 million people, it is often called a world in one country, a place of golden savannas roamed by lions and elephants, of soaring mountains and endless vineyards, of glittering modern cities and a rainbow of cultures, languages and peoples. A nation reborn from a long and difficult past into a vibrant, hopeful democracy and one of the cradles of humankind itself. This is South Africa, seen from above. Welcome to Aerial Atlas. South Africa covers around 1.2 million square kilometers, wrapped around the southern end of the entire continent. It is washed by two oceans, the warm Indian to the east and the cold Atlantic to the west, which meet near the legendary Cape of Good Hope. Inland rises the vast, high plateau of the Highveld, edged by the long, dramatic wall of the Drakensberg Mountains, the highest range in southern Africa. And remarkably, it is the only country on Earth to completely surround another sovereign nation, the tiny mountain kingdom of Lesotho, perched high in the peaks. Curled around its slopes is Cape Town, one of the most beautiful cities anywhere in the world. Above it towers the great flat summit of Table Mountain, often draped in a swirling tablecloth of cloud, rising straight up from the sea between two sparkling coasts. From the brightly colored houses of the Bo-Kaap to the windswept Cape of Good Hope, from the waddling penguins of Boulder's Beach to historic Robben Island out in the bay, the mother city is a place of staggering natural drama and deep, richly mingled history. But South Africa is, above all, a land of magnificent wild animals. This is one of the world's greatest safari destinations, home to the famous Big Five: the lion, the leopard, the elephant, the rhino, and the buffalo. In vast reserves like the legendary Kruger National Park, a wilderness the size of a small country, great herds of elephant, zebra, and antelope roam freely across the bushveld as they have for countless millennia, stalked by lions and cheetahs, beneath wide skies of unforgettable golden and crimson sunsets. Few places anywhere on Earth offer wildlife so abundant, so wild, or so thrillingly close at hand, where a single dawn drive can reveal the whole drama of the African wild. South Africa proudly calls itself the Rainbow Nation, and with very good reason. It is one of the most diverse societies on the entire planet, with 11 official languages and a dazzling mix of African, European, and Asian peoples and traditions living side by side. From the rhythms of township jazz to the musical click consonants of the Xhosa language, from proud Zulu heritage to the fragrant flavors of Cape Malay cooking, this is a country woven from many different threads into one remarkable, complicated, and wonderfully vibrant whole. South Africa's modern history is one of deep struggle and hard-won triumph. For decades, the cruel system of apartheid divided the entire nation by the color of people's skin, stripping the majority of their rights. But through the courage and sacrifice of millions, and the towering moral leadership of Nelson Mandela, who emerged from 27 years in prison preaching forgiveness and reconciliation to lead the way forward, the country at last threw off that terrible injustice. In 1994, in its first free and equal election, South Africa was reborn as a democracy, an inspiration to the entire world. Its great cities each have their own distinct character. Johannesburg, or Joburg, born from the richest goldfields the world has ever seen, is the beating economic heart of the whole continent, and right beside it lies Soweto, the famous township that stood at the very heart of the long freedom struggle. There is Durban, warm and tropical on the Indian Ocean shore, and leafy Pretoria of the purple jacaranda trees, one of the country's 3 capital cities. And just outside Joburg lies the cradle of humankind, where some of the oldest human ancestors ever found were unearthed, fossils millions of years old. for this is one of the places where humanity itself began. Together, they form a nation of energy, ambition, and constant, restless reinvention. The land itself is astonishingly, almost impossibly rich. Around Cape Town spread the beautiful Cape winelands of Stellenbosch and Franschhoek, among the oldest and finest wine regions anywhere outside Europe, their vines framed by jagged blue peaks. Along the southern shore runs the glorious Garden Route, a coast of ancient forests, lagoons, and dramatic cliffs. And in the deep interior lie the buried treasures that built the nation, some of the very greatest reserves of gold, platinum, and diamonds anywhere on Earth. South African life is lived warmly, sociably, and outdoors. At the very heart of it all is the braai, the beloved barbecue, which is far more than just a meal. It is a cherished social ritual that brings family and friends together around the open fire, often for hours. There is hearty Boerewors sausage coiled on the grill, spicy bunny chow curry, the gold of the savannah in every sunset, and a deep national love of sport, music, and the great outdoors that helps bind this gloriously diverse nation together. This is a country of dramatic landscapes found nowhere else on Earth. There is the vast red emptiness of the Kalahari Desert, the strange flowering deserts of Namaqualand that erupt into carpets of color after the rains, the whale-watching coasts of the south where southern right whales gather, the towering Blyde River Canyon, and the lush subtropical wetlands of the east. From desert to soaring mountain to golden bushveld to two shining oceans, South Africa truly packs whole worlds within a single set of borders. And above all, South Africans are known the world over for their resilience, their warmth, and their utterly irrepressible spirit. Having overcome so very much together, they greet the world with a famous, open-hearted hospitality and an unshakable optimism. The deep spirit of Ubuntu, the beautiful belief that a person is a person through other people, that we are all bound together. Through every challenge and every hardship, this proud and hopeful nation continues always to build, to celebrate, to sing, and to dream. And then there is football, which South Africa loves with all of its passionate heart. In 2010, it made history as the very first African nation ever to host the FIFA World Cup, filling its great stadiums with the thunderous roar of the Vuvuzela and the pure joy of an entire continent watching with pride. The national team, Bafana Bafana, meaning the boys, carry the hopes and dreams of millions of fans, marching proudly and hopefully on towards 2026. A world in one country of two oceans and golden savannahs, of Table Mountain and the Big Five, of struggle, rebirth, and boundless spirit. That was South Africa from above. If you enjoyed the journey, subscribe. Here on Aerial Atlas, we fly over a new country every single day.